Hello, this is my mom. This is me. We're in front end of the iconic Toronto Union Station. That's the CN Tower. Today we're heading with Via Rail to
Montreal
on train 68 in business class. Here's our route, like the animation thing, and I'll see you inside for some flag hot takes. Tonight, we'll leave Toronto just past 5 p.m., heading east along the shore of Lake Ontario and reaching Kingston around 7:30 p.m. We'll then turn northeast, paralleling the St. Lawrence River and the U.S.-Canada border, and passing the cities of Brockville and Cornwall. Continuing further east, we'll enter the province of Quebec, and soon after cross on the island of Montreal, arriving at Gare Centrale at 10:15 p.m. for about a 5-hour journey time. Right, so the Canadian Maple Leaf flag, clear banger. The Newfoundland flag I like. It's very cool and weird, and that's fun. The Nova Scotia flag is very Scotland. That's fun. PEI is so bad that it becomes good. New Brunswick is chaotic but fun. Quebec is a banger. Ontario and Manitoba both suck. This is a hot take, but I actually really like Saskatchewan. Alberta, terrible. BC is an awful flag, but it's an amazing awful flag. Like, yeah. All right, those are my Canadian flag hot takes. Now let's do some Via Rail stuff. Alrighty, hope you enjoyed those flag hot takes. Tell me which one was spiciest down below in the comments. Anyway, a quick bit of context. The reason that the current clips are of the Via Business Lounge in Toronto is because we were in business class on this trip. We got a somewhat cheap coach fare, and then the upgrade to business class was only 20 Canadian dollars, or about $14 US, which was absolutely worth it. We were under the impression the only thing you got was free food, nicer seats, and the lounge. But the thing that actually really makes it worth it is if you're in business class, the boarding process is very different. So the lounge was like high in the mid, but then after that we went down to the huge 300-person line that had formed for our train. We showed our business class tickets, and then you skip the whole line, go to Alcove E, and then from Alcove E is where you board the train, and we were the very first people on board. So if you care about being first on board and you don't want to line up like a long time before, get business class. And unlike at New York Penn Station, where there's the hack of going to the West End Concourse, or at Boston or at DC, where there are hacks, in Toronto, there's not really a hack, because Via and Go tend to use separate tracks, and the Via staff will be there, and if you try and skip the line without a business class ticket, they will yell you. But yeah, that was the boarding process. I think that's the main perk of business class, and I'll see you on the platform with a foamer shot. They let me up to that 40. I'm such a foamer. All right, does not appear that you're normally allowed up here, but they let me to that 40. Yay! We're on board. We got a table seat. There are actually multiple table seats, which is really smart. Let's do a little seat review. There's recline. Ooh, that's a lot of recline. There are armrests on both sides. There's an overhead locker. There are quite a few, and they're quite spacious. Alright, so if the overhead lockers and the general vibe of these cars seems quite similar to the first gen Acellas, that's because these are the L or C cars. They're the light, rapid, and comfortable, or the
légère, rapide et confortable.
Thanks, Mom. Cars, and those were the basis of the first gen Acellas passenger cars. The main difference is that the Acela is a train set. These were cars, so these can be run with normal locomotives. Also, the Acellas were much heavier to comply with American crashworthiness standards, and on the inside, the seats on the L or C's are a lot better than the seats on the old Acellas. All right, back to the seat tour. There's a cup holder and outlets, 2 per seat, which is impressive. And we have safety information card for the LLC, which is quite big. I know that Via does the like funny thing where they designate one person as the safety person. I very much doubt all will be that, but if we are, that'd be funny. It's 2, and then a trash bag. Well, welcome to Via Rail. I'll see you as we leave. We're leaving Toronto. Interestingly, since Via pulls out of like the far southern side of the station, we get the amazing views of the Gardiner Expressway. And just as I say that's a GO train on this side. And anyway, yeah, we should be pretty zoomy for the first bit. This is an older train, so in theory we don't get subject to the CN track restriction, but CN is stupid, so who knows. Alright. So, the train does have Wi-Fi. It's not super fast, but it is better than the Wi-Fi in Toronto Union Station. So that's good. Alrighty, so what was dinner on the Via Rail business class train on the Quebec City-Windsor corridor like? Well, it was fun. We started off with a little snack mix and some water. Then we got a hot towel, which was not at all expected and a very nice gesture. And then the main meal consisted of the main dish, a side salad, a dessert, and a bread roll. We got the vegetarian meal, and I remember it being surprisingly good. So if you are vegetarian, get the vegetarian Asia Pacific inspired option because it's good. So yeah, that is dinner on Via Rail, and now I'll see you at Trenton, not New Jersey. Alright, we are approaching Trenton Junction Station. Now, we don't stop at Trenton Junction, but it is a Via Rail station in addition to being an actual railroad junction. And it also has a bridge over a river, meaning that I'm giving the village, hamlet, small community of Trenton Junction, Ontario, an honorary beacon of light, beacon of hope. Hello, we're at Belleville. I'm sure there's some fun facts about about the town of Belleville, Ontario. If you know them, let me know. Anyway, we are, you can see on the map, we're here right now. We are, like, give or take halfway. Maybe a little less. The worrying thing is that these trains, which are all going in our direction, are very delayed, and I don't know why. So there's 66 to Montreal is an hour late, and only got late before Belleville. We're only a couple minutes late, so we should be fine. This train is got late between Cobourg and Kingston, and this train got late before Kingston. So basically, we don't get caught up in this bunch and get super late. We are leaving Belleville at 6:59, making us 8 minutes late departing. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. This train usually runs a bit late, and I was expecting us to be a bit late, but I guess let's see how late we get? Question mark. All right, see ya if we start to stop for train traffic ahead. So, somewhat surprisingly, we ended up not being delayed at all. I'm not sure what the holdup was, but considering that this was filmed in the winter, maybe it was some weather-related thing. We passed through Kingston, and then we hit Brockville. Brockville is where the branch up to Ottawa splits off. Some trains are combined, and they split here. Our train was not, so we continued straight on, paralleling the St. Lawrence River, and passing Cornwall Station, which had a building reminiscent of an Am Shack, but it's Via, so is it a Via Shack? A Vi Shack? Yeah, I don't know. And Cornwall was the last station in Ontario, so I'll see you as we approach the Quebec border. Alrighty, we are approaching the Quebec border. There is a grade crossing right before it, but I don't know if it's like a private road that does bells, or if it has bells and lights. But I think it's safe to say that we have entered Quebec. So, yay. Oh yeah, okay, that was the grade crossing. I think those lights signify that we have entered Quebec. Welcome to Quebec. Bonjour. Bienvenue à Quebec. I can't speak French. Quebec. We are at Dorval Station, which is the closest station to Montreal Trudeau Airport. Despite being an exit station, there's a huge VIA sign there. So yeah, we're on the island of Montreal. I'm exhausted. I'll see you at Gare Centrale. Alright, we are in Gare Centrale. Love the EXO board of 0 departures. I'm tired. I will do a review or a debrief at some point. I might just not do it and do it as an ending. Fun. It was cool though. Okay, hello. That outro of "it was cool though" is just a tad bit too short. So I'm in my college dorm room, and I am gonna do the outro here. I think the best way to do the debrief is to compare it to the Amtrak Northeast Corridor, because I am a regular user of the Northeast Corridor, and I mean, I feel like most people watching this have probably taken a Northeast Corridor train at some point in their lives. I feel like if you compare Via Rail Business to Amtrak Northeast Regional Business Class, the regional wins out in comfort, and only in comfort. In every single other way, Via Rail Business is better. I feel like that's really because Via Rail does not compete with, or I guess does not compare to business class on the regional. It really more compares to first class on the Acela, and I feel like it is almost the same experience as for first class. I mean, granted, into the lounge in Toronto is nowhere near as nice as the lounge in New York, but also I've never been to the Boston, Philly, or DC lounges, and I've heard those ones are a lot worse. So yeah, I don't think that it's entirely fair to call it business class, but maybe just because Via Rail doesn't want to be as bougie as the Acela does. So yeah, that is my basic debrief. I think it is as good as Acela first class if you compare it to Northeast Regional Business. Of course, the amp fleets are extremely comfy, but when those are gone, it will compare a lot better to Acela first class. So yeah, that's that. Cool. I did enjoy it. If you get a cheap upgrade fare, it's worth it. If it's expensive, probably not worth it. The only real upgrade you get are free food. And that's kind of it, because the lounge is not that nice. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Via Rail business class. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.